the negative effect of modern technology on children and an initiative to raise the parents' awareness about the effect of technology on their children and how to rationalize its use to be for the benefit of the children, especially that nowadays you find all the children, all the teenagers are sitting and they are on their phone, on the various applications, and they are not talking to each other. It's also affecting the parents-child relationship, and to combat that and to raise the public awareness, the initiative Ana Aham was initiated, and joining us right now is Miss Merihan Sherbeeny and Miss Amina Amr to tell us more about their initiative. Welcome to us.
Welcome.
Merihan and Amina, thank you very much for being with us today. Online course first of all. So if we can start by speaking about the initiative, how did it start?
Okay, actually it's our graduation project. We decided to make an awareness campaign for that aims to raise awareness about the negative effect of the excessive use of technology, but from another perspective, from the perspective of the parents and the child, and how the technology nowadays affect this relationship negatively.
Yes.
So we decided to raise an awareness to aware parents about this problem, and we also suggest many solutions for them. That's it.
Well, you must have researched and did some field study before you came up with the initiative and to find also resolutions. So would you tell us a bit about your research and to what extent is technology negatively affecting our youth?
Okay, at first we did like a lot of research online. We read a lot of articles regarding the issue, and it said that children are very negatively affected, whether it's psychological or in their own interactions. Usually, like, the child feels very neglected when the parent is using the phone constantly, and when they're babies, that like they're very young, they lack the emotional connection between their parents. So after we did our research online, we decided to go and interview parents and ask them whether they think it affects their relationship with their children. And surprisingly, a lot of parents actually did admit that it does affect their relationship and how their kids are usually annoyed when they use their phone.
So how did the parents react to your questions?
Okay, first they, I think that first they they neglect our question. They told us yes, but not in the effect not very effective. Not that they can harm their emotions psychologically. But when we talked about that we did a lot of research, and really, as Amina said, it's harmed their emotionally, psychologically. And the child feels that is very neglected. So the parents start to react with us. Yes, we can see that there's a lot of negative effect. We can see that our child really get affected when we use a lot of technology during our daily life, during our daily routine. So they step by step they really
Try to decrease that? Did they try to decrease their use of
the
technology
use of
when they are around
technology,
their
exactly.
children?
Yes, exactly.
No, but I'd like also to say that actually it's a two-way thing, because also children are excessively using the technology, and sometimes they are ignoring the parents or even their own friends, and you'd find them sitting and they are all on their phones using the various applications, whether WhatsApp or Facebook or whatever. So are you addressing that as well, also how the rationalization of the use of the technology as well?
Okay, first I just want to say I completely agree with you, even people our age, but our project is more directed toward the younger generation also, like not teenagers. We're talking about kids from like 2 to 6 who don't who use technology, of course, but don't use it as a communication tool as much, so they need like the interaction between them and their parents.
Yes.
So why do parents actually choose to give their children from 2 to 6 years of age tablets and smartphones?
Exactly. Yeah.
Why do they do that?
After our researches, we also found that parents now they use technology, and the child really need their attention. So why not the child find more attention in the tablets and technology? For all his concern become with all the technology, because he didn't find enough attention from their parents. So that's why the child become now, and all of our generations become now directed to the technology and
and less connected to
and
the
less
parents
connected to the
and
family.
to society.
Yes, exactly, and to society.
But actually, I'm going to talk from my personal experience with my nieces.
Yes.
Actually, they started having tabs from the age of 2, but actually it was not because their parents were not paying attention to them, but because their peers had it. So if their peers have it, then they start nagging, we want it too. So what about the peer pressure?
No, however, we're not saying, like, we're not against technology at all. We do agree that it's good because we have to keep up with the age we're living in. So we completely understand that. However, we were talking to parents that even if they're giving their child a tablet, they should have like a specific time where it's a family time without technology, and the child can use the tablet or an iPhone or whatever, but with restrictions. So he doesn't lose the social interaction with society, because children end up becoming very introvert because they're always using their tablets and they're not having real connections with people.
Yes, so what about the content that they are being affected by, the children?
Well,
Can
we're
parents
talking-
control that or not?
Yeah, of course. Well, you have options on certain games, like you can put like a time restriction, and we're talking about an age where like they're probably playing games or watching cartoons or something. So
Yeah, and
probably
usually you put a lot of songs and the puzzles.
yeah,
Yes. Well, also I'd like to ask you about the challenges you faced in your initiative. The challenges, the problems you had to
yeah.
overcome.
Actually, we created a competition. This competition aims to regain again and to also for the family ties between the parents and the child. We wanted to every parent to upload a photo with his child while doing something special together. So the competition was actually the fact that uploading a photo, and this photo with the more likes will gain a prize at the end. But this competition, we faced a lot of challenges because the number of competitors were very, very high, and we didn't know that they will be that interactive. Yes, exactly. And the number of our prizes wasn't that high. So we faced a lot of problems with our sponsors and all this stuff. But at the end, we really gain a lot of experience. We really gain a lot of knowledge.
Yeah, so this is about the negative impact of technology on children. Is there any positive impact for technology on children regarding their connection with their parents and their community?
Well, when I interviewed some parents, they said that they do spend their quality time with their children, like watching something together or playing a game together on technology. So that's a good idea. That's like a good way for them to interact with one another. However, we're taking it from the aspect of the parent being on their phone and just ignoring the child, or giving them something to play with so they could check their email or WhatsApp their friends or whatever.
Well, and how long has that initiative been going? Like how many months have you been working on
4
it?
months.
4 months, yeah.
So, in your opinion, how does the future look like for the children if it's now that 2 or 6 years of age can be connected to technology all the time? So, what about the future? Is it less likely that the children will be more connected to their families and communities and societies, or is it better in the future, in your opinion? It can be solved.
So I think that for this issue, I think that now the raise of technology is very, very, very high. So I think that the children from now on, as we can see, that they are very connected to the technology. I don't want to say they ignoring their society, but if we didn't raise awareness, I think that the issue will become very bad. I don't want be too very.
Yes, and we can know more about this initiative with a quick break, and we'll be right back again with you, with Merihan and Amina.
Welcome back, and we're continuing our talk about the initiative and AHAM, which is to raise the parents' awareness about the negative effects of excessive technology on children in terms of child-parents relationship. And we're continuing our interview with Miss Merihan Sherbeeny and Miss Amina Amr. Welcome back again. And as we were talking earlier, you were discussing the various challenges as well as negative effects of technology on the child and how it sometimes deprives the child from the parents' attention. Now, I know that was not, my question is not actually your research, but what about the child's excessive use of technology in terms of not having time for the parents? Sometimes the children are just so holding on, they just hold on to their iPad or notepad that they are not actually communicating even with other children. What's your opinion about that, or your feedback about that?
Well, I was just saying, I think it's very important that the parent knows how to give the child the technology, because if they put a time restriction and the game shuts down, the child doesn't have an option or anything to do. So I feel like we're not blaming the parents for not taking care, but we're saying that the parents should have certain restrictions.
Yeah, but then the child usually tends to start nagging and crying and crying and crying, and eventually either you end up scolding the child so they cry more, or you eventually give up and you just hand them the tab or whatever they want. How do you advise parents concerning
We
that?
were trying to tell them alternatives, like to remember how when we were young we used to play with our parents, like puzzles, games, whatever. They should start redoing that, because that actually builds strong connections between parents.
So you're kind of 20 or 22 years of old,
I'm
of
22,
age.
yeah.
Yes. So how was your childhood without the technology?
Yes, exactly. That's what we're saying, that our childhood without technology, even if we're now at our 20s, but at least we still remember our childhood without technology. We still know the games that we used to play with our parents, with our peers even. These games were really, really very, I think that they are very effective even now. In playing puzzle, even the simple games also have effect on the child, the relationship with his parents, with his peers, his communication with them. All of this really affect the child when he grows up. So I think that even us at our generation, we used to play these games. We did an event at a club that we did many activities to interact with the child and the parent together. We did many activities that we used to do it years ago. So from puzzles to bowling, with a lot of things that we did it together, and we advise parents to come and play with their kids. We don't even want the kids play together. We want the parents to come and play with their kids so they can again interact together.
Them.
Yes, exactly.
And what was the feedback at the end of the day? How did you feel about the entire event?
People were actually very responsive, and they said that it's a great initiative, and they actually do feel like they're, like, without like doing it intentionally, of course, that they are not giving their children enough time. So they thought it was a very good idea. And we got a lot of like good feedback.
Yeah.
So if you put yourself in any parent's shoes, if you are a mother and you have a son or a daughter, what would be your decision regarding technology for your children?
Okay, actually for me, I think that I will not ignore technology at all. I will know. However, I will set time for the use of technology. I will set them, like for example, before they sleep, after we can play together, we can play many things without technology, and then they have to use technology at least for I don't know, but for half an hour, for example, whatever, but not all the day, not all the time, and they have to interact with people, they have to interact with their friends. At school they have, and this is very important, to interact with their peers and their teachers and all the stuff. I think that the use of technology should be...
But do you think that their peers would have the time to be playing with them?
Yes,
because they can be so absorbed with their tabs and laptops and their phones, and they don't have the time for other children to be playing with.
Yes, exactly. So I would like only to set time for technology, and after this they have to interact with their society, they have to interact with all the people
So
around
actually,
them.
this is the beginning of an initiative that should go nationwide. Are you planning to continue your
Worldwide.
initiative? Or worldwide? That would be hard, but yeah. it's the beginning. Do you feel that you'll continue that initiative even after your graduation from university?
Yes, we are still actually thinking of ways we could do that because not all of us are graduating this semester, so we're waiting like when we're all done with university, we want to take it further.
Would you have the same decision as Merihan in your parenting life for your children?
Yes, and if like to me being a mother, I actually will make it a point to use technology when my parents are, my children are at school or asleep or try not to have a negative effect on them.
Oh yeah.
But of course you're on Facebook all the time right now. Can you stop this when you're a mother?
I hope so.
We all hope so.
Yes, indeed. Actually, I think that when we were young, actually, we did a lot of fun stuff without any
We didn't
type
have
of
Facebook.
Yeah, we didn't have even. I think computer was a new innovation for us.
Yes.
Yeah. So actually, what about Facebook itself? Do you feel that actually not only the parents are the youth? Do you feel that actually Facebook and Twitter is consuming a lot of your own time away from even socializing with your friends?
Yeah, probably.
Yes. Not only Facebook, but there's a lot of applications now that come across our daily life, and I think that even me personally, I can see all my friends, all my family, even they are all, even me, and we're all on our phones. So I think that this is very important to raise this awareness even now, because the issue will be bigger and bigger later on. So.
Yeah. Well, Ms. Merihan Sherbeeny and Ms. Amina Amr, thank you very much for this interview. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, and we will be having a short break and then we'll be back, so stay with us. Welcome back, and now it's time for our artistic segment, and we will be enjoying the romantic song